Hi, this is Don Schaefer, and once again we're here talking about various different strategies of life. And I know we went through a whole series of just the elements that are necessary in a person's life to get a person where they need to go. And we talked about goals, we talked about action lists, we've talked about the fact that we need leverage in our life, the fact that we need commitment and the value of having commitment in life. And lately what we've been doing is we've been turning it towards the financial end of things. And last week we talked a little bit about your financial destiny. The fact that every one of us has this. And if we can take the time to really look at our finances and try to develop a program in our life that we can become financially successful in the future, we will be giving ourselves as well as our family a tremendous blessing in life. Because a lot of times what happens in life, life goes by so fast, and you get yourself caught up in behaviors, in habits, and it's all parts of life. You know, it deals with relationships, it deals with you on the job, it deals with you inside your home, but it also deals with your finances. And a lot of times people are in the situation they're in right now because of the behaviors that they've learned from young on. It always amazes me sometimes when I see I love telling the story about going to New York City and going inside the city and seeing how some of these people live in these high-rise apartment buildings, and you know, some of them aren't well kept. There's a lot of trash laying around, and I'm saying to myself, well, you know, I hop in my car and I drive 20 minutes and I'm out of there. It's open farmland, there's beautiful areas and little communities and all this. Why aren't these people moving to these beautiful communities and getting out of this New York City? Well, they were raised in New York, and this is all they know. This is their behavior that they've developed. And that's where this week I want to talk a little bit about, well, the title I talked about in my class was There's Nothing Wrong with My Finances. You know, living in a make-believe world. And a lot of times this is the truth in people's lives. They think there's nothing wrong with their finances. Well, if you're in debt, you know, if you have concerns about your future and you're not preparing for it, there is something wrong with your finances. You know, 95% of solving the issues in life is realizing that you first have an issue. And that's where what we're planning on doing is continuing on in a series talking about finances, talking and trying to give different strategies and principles of how to develop a good, secure, and healthy financial future for you all. And that's where it's all about decisions. Everything you are right now is the sum total of the decisions you've made in the past. So we're going to give you opportunities to make decisions in the future. And one of the things that we're working on as a class is we're trying to build ourselves a security fund. We're trying to be able to set X amount of dollars aside for security in case an emergency comes. And I know for Shirley and I, we're working at $1,000 right now. I'll tell you all that. We're working on $1,000. We're trying to get $1,000 set aside in an account so that if there's an emergency that comes along, we have that. You know, and what happens when you start doing that, you start to feel secure because you don't have to worry about anything breaking down or having issues with, you know, the car or you know, the washing machine and stuff like this. $1,000 should handle that. You know, and that's where we're teaching that you put $1,000 aside. If you have an emergency, fine, you use some money, but then you turn right around and you build it back up again. Ideally, you'd want to probably even have more money than that, but that's a start. So I want to encourage you that if you want to tag on with us and be part of that program, put an account aside. And you can make small deposits. You know, you can make $10 a week or whatever it is, but build yourself up a security account so that you can start feeling the security of having a financial plan. I thank you so much for being with us once again this week, and I am looking forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you so much.